My name's Kathy A, and this is one of my favorite shows to do of the year. This is my best of 2018 of high-end and luxury makeup. This is an area where if you spend a lot of money in some places, you can't return the thing, so you really need to know if something's really good or not. Now, I am 60 years old. I have texture on my skin. I have dry skin patches, wrinkles, some deep lines. I have medium light skin with a slightly warm to neutral undertone. So this is really important when you're talking about foundations and skin products. If you have oily skin, if you have really pale skin with cool undertones, foundations won't look the same on you. So I think it's a personal thing when you're talking about some types of makeup like mascaras and foundations, what you like and how it feels and how it wears, and the area you live in. Is it really hot and humid? Is it really cold and dry? So these things can affect how makeup works for you. Now, luxury makeup tends to be on the expensive side, and a lot of that is sort of worth it because it has skincare ingredients or it has quality ingredients rather than cheap filler ingredients. A lot of times the ingredients are proven safe, and they're very, very expensive to source. So I think luxury makeup has its place. I'm always searching for inexpensive makeup that will do the same thing, and in some cases, my drugstore favorite video coming up, some of those products actually work better than the high-end ones. So I will always look for the most inexpensive option. So let's get right to it, because there's a lot of things that I have here for you today. Skindinavia, they also do the Urban Decay all-nighter sprays. Skindinavia is the mothership of setting sprays, and if you are going to an event, or you're going to be somewhere where you're going to be there for several hours, or you're away from home and you're going to be outside, just spray a little of this and it holds your makeup in place. It's like hairspray for your makeup. Now, Skindinavia itself, this is the bridal setting spray. This is the strongest stuff. This is the Aquanet of of makeup setting sprays, and you don't need these on a daily basis. These are for special occasions or for occasions where you're going to be in extreme weather conditions. You don't want your makeup to melt down, and you don't want to fuss over it. So you may be in a situation where you're in a conference or something like that, where you don't really want to fuss with your makeup, but you don't want it to look like crap after a couple of hours. So this is an outstanding product. I think Skindinavia is just fabulous. Now, a lip primer seems like an odd thing to have, but I think this year especially, lip scrubs and lip treatments were very, very popular. And I think a lip primer actually kind of fills in the gaps, it fills in the lines, and it smooths out your lips so that when you put a lip product on, especially a matte lip product, it's going to look better and it's going to last longer. This one is from Too Faced, and this is the Lip Insurance. Now, you put it on, make sure it dries down. I usually put it on first, put my eye primer on, put my face primer on, and then I fuss over what makeup I'm going to wear, and it gives it a good 3 to 5 minutes to dry down. So then I know that my lips are kind of ready for anything. For face primers, I have one that's very luxury and one that is a lower end luxury. And the very luxury one is one I use sparingly. It's the Touche Eclat Blur Primer from YSL. Now, this has little pieces of something in it, magic. I hate to even waste it on my hand to demonstrate it, but when you put it on, it's got sort of a gel texture. It immediately absorbs and your skin feels immediately soft. This preps your skin for just about anything. It's beautiful stuff. I know it's expensive. I haven't talked about it very much, if at all, this year, but I'm down to a half of the sampler bottle they gave me, and I hate to even use it because I love it so much. Do you ever do that? You have a makeup you love so much you don't want to use it? That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. The more affordable of these is the Bare Minerals. This is the Prime Time Original Foundation Primer. And it's just the original base primer. So this is again, a gel. And I tend to like the gels. For some reason they seem to go on nicer. There is a slight scent to this, but very slight. Now this also, when it melds into your skin, it tends to make your skin feel very smooth. This is slightly more emollient feeling than the Touche Eclat, but works really, really well. Very pleased with that. That is the Bare Minerals Prime Time. For concealers, I have 3 categories, and they're unusual because they all do different things. For getting redness out and color correcting, that kind of thing, I love this. This is the IT Bye Bye Redness, and it's a very light, I think they may have 2 shades of this, but this is kind of a light beige color. It's almost a pale salmon-y tan color. But let me see, I'll put it on this dot and you can see what it does. If you have any if you have any kind of skin discoloration, age spot, blemish, redness, darkness, purplishness, this stuff covers it over, and you just tap it in lightly. You don't need very much of it. I've had this now for at least, I don't know, 9 months, and it is still, I would say at least more than half the jar is still left. So it's a wonderful product. The IT Bye Bye Redness Cream. Really wonderful stuff. For concealer, this was hard. I've tried so many concealers this year, and I actually went in during an event at Ulta, and they actually color matched me to the concealer because this particular concealer has several color shades. Now the original formula of this I didn't like. I thought it was thick, really hard to get out of the tube, and I don't know, I could see it, you know, it was just way too thick and not manageable. So the first thing I did was I cut with a knife, I cut off the applicator tip halfway down so that more would come out with a squeeze, because it's very tough to get it out, and you only need a teeny tiny drop, just a teeny tiny drop of this. And you put it on your warm hand, and then you take your ring finger and dip it in, and then you're going to tap it underneath your eye. Now the shade I have is number 13N, which is a 13 neutral, and it just looks beautiful. Because if you go too light with a concealer, you get this kind of raccoon effect, and it looks very obvious, and it can actually aid you, not help you. I mean, you want a concealer to brighten this area in here, which is very dark. As you get older, it gets even darker there. But you don't want it to look so white that you look, I don't know, masky. So this works really well now, but you have to use just a teeny bit, and you have to pat it in really well. I pull just a little bit on the inner corners here because if I don't, it looks like cracks, little cracks. And I know a lot of you who are over 40 are seeing this now with it, and you think the concealer is bad, but what it is your application method. I just pull a little bit. Sometimes I will use a little brush to put it in, but more times than not I use my fingers, and then I go right away with a little bit of brightening under eye powder. Now I use Laura Mercier, and this is the Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes, and I just dip my ring finger into it and I tap that in right over the top of that concealer. And you can feel it kind of setting it. You can feel it kind of making it not tacky. you'll see it stop being tacky. And what setting it does is it really releases the powder to hold it in place so it doesn't move around and you get the cracks or the lace look. So this is the one that I really enjoy. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for Under Eye. Now one more concealer that I have is for on-the-go touch-ups, and this is considered a concealer slash foundation by the owner, who uses this as her foundation as well as a concealer. It is a very pigmented serum-y format of a concealer. This is from Cargo, and it's called One Base, and I believe this did win one of my other year-end best ofs. I do like Cargo, and I think Cargo is one of the most under-talked about brands on YouTube. I don't know why, because they're very good. It doesn't seem like you get much, but this lasts quite a while. This got a doe foot applicator, and like especially now during cold season, if you've got a cold and you're blowing your nose and you've got a red nose, this is perfect for touching up, and it's not as thick as a regular concealer, and it's not as light as a regular foundation. It's something in between. So I'm putting it in its own category as a touch-up concealer slash foundation, and this is color number 01, which is perfect if you are medium to light to pale skin. You will love this. It's really nice, it's hydrating, it's not going to look bad if you have oily skin, and it works really well with dry skin. So it's a real hit with me. So that is the One Base from Cargo Cosmetics. For foundation, there is only one. There is only one high-end foundation that I love, and it will make it real easy for you. I have not one, but two backups of this, and I'm not the kind of person that buys backups of things. But I bought backups of this because I love it. It is the Flawless Creator Drops from Dermablend. And I had first seen this early in the year. Yeah, Nady was talking about it. Nady? His Pop Lux, I think is his name. He tried it and he said it just looked like skin, and it's true. This stuff, it's just drops. They're drops. And they're different than those ones that Cover FX put out. They're drops, and you only need about 4 drops to do your whole face. And what you can do is you can add these to your moisturizer. You can just use them on their own. They are a light to medium coverage. I have color 25N. It is a perfect foundation. If I have ever found a holy grail foundation, it's this. I don't buy backups of foundation because I'm always trying new ones, and I'm always thinking I'm going to find something better. And I have tried more foundations because I like to show you what I've tried and what I've discovered. But this works. This is the Flawless Creator Drops from Dermablend, and it's color 25N. This one's almost out. When I have another foundation that isn't the right color, I'll add a couple drops of that to it and work it through. It's lasted me a long time. I bought this back in March. I still have it, and I bought 2 backups. So just so I can't even, nothing comes close to this. If you have dry skin, even if you have combo skin, you will love this. It works really well. Now I apply it with a brush or a sponge. And it goes on beautifully, and it lasts all day, and it looks natural. It's not heavy like a mask. It's not too sheer. It's just perfect, and you can adjust other things with it, which I really like. If you've got another foundation or a tinted moisturizer that doesn't have enough pigment to it, you can just add a couple drops of this, your favorite moisturizer. So perfect. This is the best foundation of the year for me. For CC cream or BB cream, for high end, nothing has beaten this. This is the IT CC Plus. This is the original one. I find that for me, this works the best. And what I discovered, kind of to my joy, was I had accidentally ordered the medium. I usually wear the light. and the fair is just a little bit too light for me, so the light was perfect. Well, I ordered the medium and I thought, oh no, you know, I'm stuck with this whole big old tube, because I got it, I think I got it on Amazon or somewhere, of medium. But it sheared out so nicely, it looks great. It looks great. So the medium isn't all that far off from the light, which I find kind of interesting. So the CC Plus Cream from IT Cosmetics, if you can handle that kind of semi-citrus smell, and some people are a little freaked out because there's snail oak in here, which is a really good skincare ingredient, but people don't like the idea of snail oak. A lot of vegan people won't touch this because of that, but I love it. I think it's a fabulous CC cream, and it has won a couple of times. I think since they released it, I've been using it, and I love it. Powder foundations, I haven't really used very many. In the summer I did use one, and that is the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation. This color was MW18. I was using that. It's not quite as dark as the 20, and I put a little bit of a dent in there. I usually use a brush, a large brush like that, or a fiber brush to put that on. I don't put that on with a sponge. So I like that. That is the MW18 in MAC, MAC, Makeup Artist. Yeah, Studio Fix. Speaking of brushes, for my beauty blender type of thing, I do use the original Beauty Blender. I think nothing is like this. Some things will apply the makeup really well, but they don't last as long, or they get damaged easily, or they get cracked, or they're hard to clean, or they're a little too big. I actually cut my Sonia Kashuk, that marble, big, giant, looks like an ostrich egg. I cut mine in half, and I actually enjoyed using the halves more than using the whole. But this is really kind of tried and true, and I love it. So I still love this. For face brushes in the high-end category, yes, I've tried Wayne Goss. Yes, I've tried Artis. This one really blew me away this year, and it's funny, it came as part of a set with Face Atelier, and I was told that Face Atelier is different than Atelier Paris, which is a different company. So Face Atelier, I believe it's a Canadian company. This is the Pro Brush 88, and this is a duo fiber. It's got the lighter fibers on the top and the denser fibers on the bottom, so you can kind of spackle and press in, or you can swirl it around. It gets your foundation on so well. I used mine this morning, so I haven't had a chance to wash it yet. But that is the Face Atelier Pro. I think I got that on HSN or QVC, one of those kind of places. It was part of a set. I didn't like the makeup at all, but I love the brush. And the brush works with any liquid or powder foundations. Really nice. The other brush I loved, but I'm not going to be buying anymore because they're in trouble right now. Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics, I talked about them. I was so impressed because they said they gave a product away. For any product you bought, they gave a product away. Well, right now there's a federal investigation on Thrive Cosmetics because apparently when they disclosed their earnings for the year, and then they disclosed the charity earning equivalent that they gave away, it did not come out to even amounts. It was like a tenth of what it was supposed to be. In other words, they weren't giving away a product for every product, or they're not able to prove that they did. So they are under federal investigation right now because the charity organizations that they work with are saying, hey, they didn't give us what they're saying they're giving us, and they're using it as a marketing tool. So I don't know if you knew this about Thrive or not, because a lot of people do like some of the Thrive products, and I raved about them and talked about, you know, how wonderful it was what they were doing. And I love this brush, but I'm not going to buy anything else from them until this whole court case business is over, because I have an awful feeling that something's amiss there. on in the face, contour. This is an area where it's such a touchy thing, because if you do it wrong, you can really look severely badly made up. It can make you really look older, look overdone, look really crappy. And a lot of the worst is usually people who use bronzers that are kind of orangey, and they try to go underneath their chin, and they follow what the YouTubers do. They go all the way down almost to their mouth, and they look like they've got sideburns almost. This is something it won last year because it had just come out before I did my specials, and I knew that I would love this product forever. This is the Matchstick from Fenty Beauty, and the color is Amber. It won last year, and I love it. This is my second one. You actually make a little V right here, and it gives you a natural kind of grayish shadow, which is what you want. You want this is construction. I mean, contour is a construction. It's not really to turn your skin a darker color. It is to create the illusion of structure. So it is construction. So for your construction, you want more of a grayish color, and you don't want it any closer than the edge of your eye. You don't want it any further forward than this. As an older woman especially, you don't want to. But I just put it underneath the cheekbone and underneath here, and it just reduces the look. It gives the optical illusion of cheekbones and, you know, a thinner face, which is really wonderful. That is Fenty Beauty, and that is Amber Matchstick. For liquid contour, I discovered this. I think I was watching Jessica. She is Jam Beauty. She was talking about this. This is Charlotte Tilbury. This is the contour wand. And it seemed like the oddest thing. You know, it's like, okay, it looks like a toothpaste tube. And then you turn this just a little, and product comes out like this. And it's like, what the heck? It looks awful. But then you blend it out, and it just gives a natural dark shading. And it looks beautiful on it. It's absolutely beautiful. Now this is much more expensive than this, and there's less product in this. So, you know, to me, they both do the same thing pretty much. If you prefer a cream, it looks dark when you put it on, but it blends and shears so nicely and looks so beautiful. I think this is better for dry skin. This is wonderful as well, and this is like a stick cream formula. Either one of these, I think this is a little cheaper, and they look kind of the same color. Now for powder contour, it was always Kevyn Aucoin and his medium sculpting powder, which is something I discovered in a drugstore product that matched it exactly, so I don't buy the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder anymore. So that's why I don't have it to show you, but that would be my powder contour winner for this. Or blush. I tried several blushes this year. There are a couple runners up, and then I thought, what am I reaching for the most often? And this one keeps coming up. It is NARS, and the color is called Bumpy Ride. I have it on now. It gives you a very pleasant skin brightening kind of effect. You look very peachy and flushed and pretty. It's very for NARS, it's very understated. It's not too strong, it's not too shiny, it's not, you know, too deep. Sometimes NARS stuff can be a little bit over the top, but I think this is called Bumpy Ride, and you get a little mirror, of course. The quality of NARS blushes is just unsurpassed. I love it. So that is my blush of the year, NARS Bumpy Ride. So for highlighter, or shimmer as we used to call it, this is the Becca Vanilla Quartz. This is a beautiful color. I think it's a new shade for this year. And of course I dropped mine a couple of times. It is a very subtle champagne kind of color. And it's so subtle and so pretty that it's very natural looking. People won't know you're wearing a highlight or shimmer, as we used to call it. It's beautiful, and it's called Vanilla Quartz. It's the only one of the Becca highlights I really like. I think Opal I did like at one point, but then it looks a little fake sometimes depending on what you're wearing it with. I love this, the Vanilla Quartz from Becca. This is the best highlighter of the year as far as I'm concerned. For eyebrows, it keeps winning because it's good, and I love the colors, and I think having a good brow color is just so important. It is on my brows right now. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Now they have a couple of different products. I mean, they have the pomade, which in blonde, it's almost gone, but you can do this, but you need a brush and it's a little fussy, you know, that kind of thing. But a lot of people use this, and it's nice. It covers over gray hair and white hair. The Brow Wiz is just so easy. It's a very thin point, so you can create tiny little hairs in your brows, or you can just fill in. If you over plucked when you were younger, like I did, to go to the disco, you had to pluck your eyebrows to like 1930s status, you know, so you'd look really good on the dance floor. Yeah, the Brow Wiz from Anastasia. You have a spoolie on the other end, and you do need to brush up after you do anything with your brows. You need to brush them up. And if you don't have eyebrow product on your brows as an older person, you're going to look, they really frame your face, and you do need some. If you don't have eyebrows very much at all, you really need to add something in. And these products are natural enough looking that people won't suspect you've painted them in, or you've kind of drawn them in. But to consider it, because it really does make a difference in how your face looks overall, and it gives you kind of a youthful look. So I love it. I love Anastasia brow products. I think that they're like the best of the high-end products. I don't use high-end lashes. I use either Kiss or Eylure lashes. And I usually get them that have a very thin, almost see-through band so that you can control it a little better. I think the thicker the band, sometimes the more difficult it is to control it because the edges pop out. And that's the biggest crime with false eyelashes. If your edges stick out, that means something's not right. You haven't done it right. But glue, this is kind of odd. It is Benefit Invisible Lash Glue. I've been using this on them now this year, and it works really well. And also when you're removing the lashes, it doesn't tug on your natural lash line. So I do like this from Benefit. For eyeliners, for pencil eyeliners, the one I use all the time is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's called Amber Moon, and it is in the Rock and Coal line. It is my favorite eyeliner of all time, and I think she has discontinued it. So runner-up is Cargo. These are the swimmables, and this is a beautiful shimmery blue color. These are the swimmables eyeliners from Cargo. These are waterproof, basically. If you put these puppies on, you cry, or you're in the hot, humid weather, or it's raining, your eyeliners stand put. They are great for that. They're absolutely great for that. I don't think I went over eye primer for high end, and this is my favorite. This is the MAC Painterly, and this is the Pro Longwear Paint Pot. Painterly is the color, and it's kind of a neutral color, pale white skin girl color. There is another one that is in more of a yellowish tone that I used to use, but I find that this one looks better underneath my eye makeup. And I really think you do need to use an eye primer before you put your eye makeup on, because it just it gives that layer between your actual natural eyelid and the makeup, so it stays put better. It fills in the cracks before your makeup goes on, and it holds it there. You will put this on one eye and don't put it on the other eye, and you'll see what I mean at the end of the day, how each eye looks, and you can tell a big difference. So I've been using this for years, and I will continue to use it. It's the painterly color of the paint pot. For face powder, I do use the same face powder, and this actually would probably be good in the high-end and also in the drugstore line. This is the RCMA original no color powder, and this is something that it's just tried and true. People have been using it for decades. I love it. It comes in this big old spice container. It looks like cream of tartar or something. It's messy. It's in a stupid container. You can always transfer this into something else. I put a little in the palm of my hand, and then I will take my brush and just lightly set my makeup with that. Now this is kind of more of an all over at the end of your makeup setting kind of powder. You can also set under your eye with this if you're not using the Laura Mercier under eye brightening powder. And I think it's a great all-purpose powder. I think it's about $8 for a big jar of it like this, so it's one of the best bargains in beauty. And I also consider it kind of my drugstore because it's so drugstore priced. So I don't really invest a lot in drugstore powders. I get this, RCMA. All of these products, by the way, are listed below, so you can click on the link and have a look at them. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and nobody wants to sponsor me because I'm not loyal to any brands. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it, and you know that all year long I say this sucks, or I hate that, or why did they make it this color. So no brand wants to sponsor me. I think that's part of the problem. I think Profusion has me on their list. God bless them. Aren't they brave? Yeah. Mascara. This was big because I love mascara. I love big honking lashes. I like it to last all day. I have a job where I can't be fussing over my makeup. I am in the public. I also work sometimes 8-9 hours and 10 hours before I can retouch any makeup. So I want my mascara to last. I don't like it flaking. I don't like it clumping. I don't like it sticking the lashes together so it looks like you have 3 big lashes. I don't like it leaving little dings on my upper lid. It's got to go through a lot of tests. When I apply a mascara, I don't like it to be too messy. I don't like it to be too dry. I like the wand to be easy to use. I like to be able to reach all the lower lashes. So I really put my mascaras through a harsh test. Now there was sort of a tie, but there's really a clear winner in my eye, and that is the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. This is the best high-end mascara right now that I have seen, and I've tried so many. I mean, I got all the samplers with all the really high-end luxury stuff. I've tried them all, and there's something wrong with almost all of them, or they don't give enough of a lash. This gives a fabulous big lash. You don't even need fake lashes when you're using this. Now I've been using this one for about 3 months. It's almost ready for its grave because you're not supposed to keep mascaras longer than a few months. And I adhere by that. I really believe that you shouldn't keep a mascara too long because it's right near your eyeball and your eye health is at risk. So this goes on thick. It gives you a amazing large lash right off the bat, right out of the gate. Your first coat is a huge. If you want it really big, you put a second coat on. If you go to the third coat, you will start to see little clumps. So I would say 2 coats of this is a perfect mascara application. And then what I do is I go in with a Q-tip and my 10 by mirror, and I just go under and just kind of tap into any place where I was sloppy or it dinged or whatever, and then I'm good to go. You got to use a Q-tip when you use mascara. Got to have it, and a 10 by mirror. The runner-up, and the one I just love it, this is the Milk Mascara Kush Mascara. And this is the only reason this didn't win. I mean, it does the same kind of effect as the Hourglass, but it's a wet formula, and those of you who know the difference know that wet formulas can take a while to dry, and sometimes when they do dry, they curl your lashes up and you get a crispy effect. You get a little bit of a crispy effect. So it does do that, makes your lashes look fabulous, but it's very messy, and if you are shaky-handed or you're not sure what you're doing or you get nervous and you blink too much, this stuff can be a little messy, but it's a fabulous mascara. So Hourglass Caution Lash Mascara is the best high-end mascara for me, anyway, this year. And the runner-up is the Milk Kush Mascara, which my husband got a big kick out of that name. And there is actually some oil in there, hemp oil, in the process. It's supposed to be really good for your lashes. I don't know how it's good for your lashes, but it's supposed to be good. So, I want to say it makes them high. High? But I'm bummed. Liquid eyeliner. There's only one in this category, and I continually use it regardless of her political stands or how annoying she's been this year. Kat Von D, the Tattoo Liner. This is just a wonderful, it's a liquid liner. It is a brush tip pen applicator. I've never found anything that works as well as this, and I keep buying them. I love it. This is the Tattoo Liner from Kat Von D. So as long as she keeps making them, I'll keep buying them. You know, and the whole vaccination thing and the rumors and the anti-Semitic, all kinds of things that people are throwing her way. And I think there's two sides to every story, so I'm trying not to get involved with all the drama with that. I'll just say that some of the products that I purchased this year from Kat Von D I wasn't as happy with. So she's in a couple categories here, but I'm just not trying too hard with some of her big special palettes. Haven't been so great. But this is great, the Tattoo Liner, and I think a lot of people on YouTube love this. There's just no comparison with anything else. It goes on, it draws a smooth line. When you're using a fake lash, you can tap it in between, and it covers the skin in between your fake lash and your real lashes. A lot of us are kind of sloppy putting the lashes on, and there's like a line of skin in between. This fills it in easily. So it's a great product. I couldn't decide on lip products because this was the year of lip products for me. I bought a lot of lip products. I'm going to have to categorize them because there's so many. Lip balm or lip treatment type lipstick. How's that? Okay. Buxom. This is Fiery. It's called Fiery. It's also a beautiful red. This is a lip balm lipstick from Buxom. And it also is a lip plumper. Go figure. Whoa. Really cool. This came in a set. These are mini. And I mean, this is quite a lot of product for being a mini. It's almost as much as a regular size in anything else. Fiery is the red shade in that, and they tend to be slightly more subtle on the lips than they are on here. So this was great, and it's from Buxom, and I like the packaging. It is a little bit of a mint tingle, and it does give you that a little bit of plumpness because the blood rushes to your lips and makes them plump up a little bit, so it's quite nice. Am I putting on? All right. For General Cream Lipstick formula, I have three. One is the Confession Hourglass once again. They're replaceable. You can interchange them. You don't get a lot of product in here, but very rarely do I run out of a product. You Can Catch Me is the name of this. Look at that. It looks so much like the other one. You Can Catch Me is the name of this particular color. I also have I Lust For, which is a more neutral nude color in this. And you just take it out, you replace it with the other one, and put it in. It is a great concept, and it's very elegant. Very elegant. For cream lipstick, liquid lipstick, I like this. This is Rust Fund, it's called, from Smashbox. And this is a pretty color as well. slightly satiny looking nudie pink. Very pretty. And that came in a set as well, and it's called Rust Fund. And it's a liquid lipstick with a metallic sheen. Basic nude lipstick is, and probably always will be, Bitch Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury. I think this is one of the most perfect lipstick colors ever. It's just an everyday color. It's just very pretty, plain. If you've got a really strong eye look going on, if you put this for your lip, it just offsets it so nicely. The packaging is wonderful. The formula is wonderful. I hope she doesn't ever stop making this. And this won last year for me as well. Bitch Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury. Jeffree Star has my darkest shade. It is called Jeffree Who, related to the Kat Von D drama. She got married, and somebody wrote down in the comments, I bet Jeffree Star is watching this. And they used to be friends, and those of you who know the story. But anyway, they had a very bad falling out. And she commented back to that person, and she said, Jeffree Who? So he named his lip color Jeffree Who. This is my darkest shade. It is a kind of a mauve-ier version of the red that I have. Dark. It lasts all day. His lipsticks, his liquid lipsticks, are beautiful. This is called Jeffree Who from Jeffree Star. And I get such a kick out of him. For lip pencils, this is fairly new, and I've only been using it for about a month. This is the Kylie Jenner lip pencil in Posy K. I know. I don't want to support the Kardashians either. But these lip liners go on beautifully. You can use them as lipsticks themselves, and they last all day. And they keep your lipstick from merging up into those little lines that surround our lips as we get to be over 40. This is a fabulous lip liner. I love it. It's good. It's good. I wish she had a better range of colors in this. These run around $18. So the Kylie Jenner lip pencils, they do have them at Ulta now. A lot of these shades they only have in store. You can't buy them online, so you have to look at them in store. And I kind of like that because you can then swatch them and see what color it is. So this is Posy K, and I got this as part of a set with the Posy K lipstick. For lip toppers, both of them are Huda's. I love them both. This one is called Shameless, and this is a lip topper she has for several of her sets. She puts Shameless in as her, these sets. Yeah, those sets. She puts Shameless in as the topper because it's it really changes the look of the lipstick. And the other one is called Bougie, and this is a very brightening and peachy look, corally peachy look. It looks pretty on its own. It looks beautiful over a darker lipstick. I will put it over Thusly. It's a very pretty color. Bougie and Shameless are the lip toppers that I really like. And those are from Huda Beauty. And one of my favorite palettes of this year is Urban Decay On the Run. This particular one, I think there's 3 different color combinations. This is called Bailout. And this is all your basics. There is a mirror here. And then you've got matte shades. You've got your lid shade, transition, crease, and corner shades. And you can also use the shimmer bronzer underneath your eye to line it. The darker one for the corners for a real sultry look. The lighter shade just under the brow bone or down in the corner, inner corner. And you've got this beautiful purple. I'm wearing this palette right now. I love this palette. It's a little bit mighty. There's only 8 colors here, and you can do a plain eye, an everyday eye, a glam eye, and this purple is just so stinking pretty. It actually shears out to a slightly lighter shade than it appears in the pan. and it just looks beautiful on. It blends nicely. This is one of my favorite palettes of the year. I think it's just fabulous, and it's Urban Decay quality. There are two other palettes with different color combinations in it, but this is my favorite, and it's called Bailout. Absolutely wonderful. For a small palette, this packs a lot of punch, and you can make your everyday eye with this. This is a great beginner thing. It's only $25. I'm not sure if this is going to be limited edition or not. It did come out just before the holidays. So Urban Decay On the Run, and the color combination is called Bailout. Okay, specialty palette, and I gotta call it a specialty palette because on its own I don't think it's that good, but if you use it just for color additions and enhancing a basic eye, this palette is beautiful. So now the Viseart Grand Pro 2 is all the shimmers and colors and satins. The Viseart Grand Pro 1, which I purchased last year, and you can see it's pretty dog-eared loved here, it's all stained. This is all the mattes, and you can create any eye look with these. So I believe that the Grand Pro 2 is the perfect complement, and ideally all you would need to do is put these side by side on your makeup table, and you've got all your eye looks covered right here, everything. You don't need anything else. So this is one of the reasons I don't have very many eye palettes, is because I gave most of them away because these cover most of the bases. I love it. So you get your shimmers, glitters, and satins here, and you've got your mattes here, basic eye, complementary colors, and enhancements. Wonderful. The first palette will always be a favorite of mine, and it does not have all of the shimmers in it, but it is a staple in my collection, and every single year it wins. This is I bought the new one this year, and the packaging is different. It's interesting. Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. Nothing beats this. There are 3 quadrants here. There is a warm quadrant, a cool quadrant, a neutral quadrant. Absolutely wonderful. Now I mix them all together. I generally start here, go over to here, go over to here, and then I take one of the dark colors down there. So wonderful, wonderful palette from Kat Von D, the Shade and Light Eye Palette. This is a classic. This is something everybody should have in their collection. Now it's missing satin, so what palette do I feel was #1 this year for all-around palette favorite? And it is this one, Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry Palette. This palette has a little bit of everything. It has shimmers, it has mattes, has a little pop of color, it has neutrals and cool shades. And it's nice because you can, it's not all warm, it's not all red, orange, warm. Thank goodness we're getting away from that. You have this pop of color here, which where I use this is usually right here on the edge. And you can see it just lightened up and warmed up the edge of my eye. I call this the 10 and 2. And all these other colors, beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes. You've got some silvers, some golds, some pinks. Beautiful plain lid. You can do your plain lid with this, your crease color with this. You can do, or your crease color could be in this grayish color, this putty color. You have a dark brown for your corners. You have a black for your corners. You have these shimmers here, and these two beautiful shimmers. You can use under your eye, lining under your eye with this kind of beigey shimmer. Is just stunning. This palette is so useful. Even this weird kind of mustardy tan color looks pretty up as a transition shade. So I love this palette. The quality of the shadows is excellent. Yes, it kicks up a little bit. You got to go gently in with your brush or your finger. And I actually use my finger to put like a little bit under the brow bone, or in the inner corner The pigmentation is amazing. The uses for this are amazing. It's a good basic palette. It's also a very elegant, luxurious palette. For 45 and older, you're going to love this. It's good for everybody, but this is something that's very age friendly. So congratulations to Anastasia Beverly Hills. The Sultry palette is pretty much my favorite palette from 2018. So that pretty much does it for my high-end favorites. Stay tuned. I will soon be releasing a video with all of my drugstore and economy-priced favorites. And thank you for staying with me through all of this. Hope all of you are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.